All right, welcome to the first episode of Exploring Joey's Old Code. I had this idea after watching loads of YouTube videos about old tech, and I realized that, I have a lot of old computer programs that I've written in my life, and some of them are just awful. And I thought for entertainment purposes, we might explore some of this old code together. So I have got all my old files. They're old basic files and written on a 386 computer in a QBasic. Was my very first programming language ever. And today we're going to take a walk through my very first program. I think I sorted everything I had by modified date, and I found one from October 1st, 1998, which would put me at grade 10, just a month into my very first computer science class. So let's pull it up here. Because this is a very old computer, rather the code is very old. I do have to run this on DOSBox, and so that's what I'll be using. Let me get that out of the way. Yeah, everything should be set up, so let's do this. Let's explore it. First, I have to mount my home drive here. All right, now the C drive just is, oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so the first program I ever wrote, I think, we are going to go into quick basic here. Lovely. So this is my environment. This is QBasic. This is what I wrote. Spent hundreds of hours writing programs on. It's a little bit strange to see it again. I currently spend 8 hours a day running the latest and greatest Visual Studio Enterprise Edition at work for my day job. So this is quite nostalgic for me. Let me open up the program. So back in the day, I had this directory called mine. All my programs, two categories, dumb and good. Haha, we're gonna go to dumb. So there's a lot of stuff in here, but the first one that I want to take us through is this. It's my name. So let's see what it is here. Okay, so I don't know how many of you know about basic programming in particular, but one of the curious, yeah, you know what, I'll leave that for later episodes if they actually exist. Okay, so we've got 4 subroutines. Fall, ran, screen, and slide. Ran and screen have a dot at the end of them. And I think it's because these subroutines ran, I'm not sure. Oh. Okay, I've got, for some reason I've got a global variable ran and another global variable ran2, and I needed a subroutine called ran, and I couldn't use it because it was already a global variable, so I called it ran dot. Beautiful. And I couldn't use screen because screen in QBasic is actually a command. It's a keyword, so I couldn't use screen, so I had to use screen dot. That's brilliant. Okay, so here I'm declaring my 4 subroutines, my 2 global variables. I'm not sure what they are right now, and this line appears in almost all of my old programs. DEF, F and R, B. This is my random number generator. This is an inline function in QBasic, and it's basically the only kind of function I ever knew how to make. So QBasic allows you to do subroutines, which are basically void methods in today's lingo, and functions, which return values. And my teacher never taught me functions, and so everything is a subroutine. Anyway, but this is an inline function, and he did teach us this. This will take in a value, say 10. Random RND gives you a random decimal value. I think it does. Let's see. How do you even do this here? Print RND. Does that work? Yes, there we go. 0.7055475. So it gives you a random floating point number. And so we multiplied by your number that you've given it, cast it to an integer, and add 1, so that if we give it 10, we'll get a random number between 1 and 10. Brilliant. Okay, so the first line of actual code here is CLS. That clears the screen in old DOS talk. Brilliant. And screen. So let's just run this and see what we get. Oh my goodness. That was really fast. That was the first program I ever wrote. Let's dissect this. So screen randomizes the timer. This gets you a random seed for the RND function. So every run is different. And it calls ran. What does ran do? Curious. So I assign a random number between 1 and 79 and a random number between 1 and 22 as my global variables. So there I'm using my global variables. And what am I doing with them? For x equals 1 to 31, okay, we have some nested loops here. Locate, okay, this locates a random position on the screen, and I change the color to color X. So I'm cycling through all the colors. That's great. Printing the world's greatest message. Joey is great. I wasn't conceited back then at all. Next one, 4ZZ equals, okay. This was a method of slowing down the computer. 1 to 1 though really isn't that much. So now this is what my teacher taught us to do an empty for loop to slow down the computer. So I've done some preliminary tests, and in DOSBox anyway, this runs great, 100 times slower. So we're going to do that. So then I locate the random coordinate I generated, and I print 1, 2, 3 blanks. I'm not sure what the point of that was. I really don't know. And then I have this incorrectly indented. That's brilliant. And then I make new random variables. And then I'm going to sleep for 2 seconds. Okay. So now that I've slowed that down, this is this is what we get. Oh, brilliant. Just cycling through all the 31 colors. In the old QBasic, this was colors 1 to 16 were your colors, and then anything after 16. So 17 was like color 1, only it blinks. And 18 was color 2, but blinking. So that's why you get the blinks. That's brilliant. Okay, so then we sleep for 2 seconds, go back to our main routine here, and then we do fall. Fall, right, over 22 rows, over 22 colors. Okay, so each row is a color. We're using the same index here for color. Color 1 on row 1, column 40, print my name again. Uh, Sleep for 500 will increase this 100-fold. Then locate the same coordinates and erase my name. Okay, next B, and then clear the screen. That's brilliant. So here we go. Joey is great. There we go. Now we can see this. Now, as a 16-year-old in grade 10, this was brilliant, and I think this is a lot of lost on a lot of. Oh, there's the blinking colors. A lot of kids today, growing up with all this graphical stuff. You know, this is not cool for someone growing up in today's age. But this was just beautiful. Because I could make the computer do something. It was the greatest feeling in the world. Okay, that might be a little sad. Next one, we have slide. Just going to check my recording equipment. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, so wow, we're up to 11 minutes already on this one little program. Okay, slide. Again, we're going from 1 to 22, but this time we're going horizontal. Printing Joey, waiting 500, will increase that 100-fold. So yeah, I was experimenting with colors, experimenting with locating text, my name falling down the screen. That was awesome. I don't know if my parents knew what joy this brought me. Here we go. So it's sliding along, and there's my name. And because I'm not erasing anything, the J's stick around. Brilliant. Absolutely awesome. Okay. And so there we go. There's Adventures in Old Code, episode 1, my very first program. And yeah, October 1st, 1998. So it's now November 2018. So this is over 20 years ago, which is wonderful. Okay, thanks for sitting in on this exploration with me. Maybe I'll do a second episode. Who knows?